Hey PPC friends, this is a quick video to show you how I use vibe coding to create PPC tools that me and my team can use to manage our accounts. For those of you who do not know, vibe coding is a way to have you and an AI create software applications without you having to write any code. You basically interact with the AI and explore ideas all through natural language. The AI will create the code, the application for you, and based on your feedback on what is happening inside the application, the AI will update the application until it meets your expectations. So you're basically vibing your way through interactions with the AI towards the final applications that you can use in your PPC agency. So let's dive in. A concrete example. I like to show you how I use AI Studio, a builder agent in Google's AI Studio, to create an application that will help me and my team manage accounts for lead gen. Now, as many of you will probably know, if you're managing accounts for lead gen, it's highly important that you not only track form fills, but you also track marketing qualified leads, sales qualified leads, prospects, and final sales. And I like to use value-based bidding to increase the value of the leads that we generate instead of reducing the cost per lead, what you would normally do with CPA bidding. But as you all know, value-based bidding requires that you communicate the value for each individual lead to Google Ads. So I like to track form fills, marketing qualified leads, sales qualified leads, prospects, and the final sales, and attribute value to these conversion actions. But to come up with these conversion values, that's not always as easy. So I'd like to build a tool to help us with that so that we can set the initial values of these individual conversion actions for our lead gen accounts. Okay, let's dive. So I'm inside Google AI Studio, and Google AI Studio has a builder agent that will allow us to use vibe coding to create web applications. Inside the builder, you will have this area where you can describe an ID. So I'm just going to describe the ID to create a tool that will calculate the initial values for my leads, MQLs, and SQLs. So I'd like you to build a tool that will help me calculate the value of my leads, MQLs, and SQLs. I should be able to input the number of leads, the number of MQLs, the number of SQLs, the number of final sales, including the average value of a final sale. The tool should calculate the expected value of my leads, MQLs, and SQLs based on the conversion rates between all the steps in the funnel. Build. So as you can see, it is going to interpret the request. And in the left pane, you can see what it is actually doing. You don't have to understand anything about HTML, TypeScript code, or anything that is happening here. On the right, you will see the result of the code that has been generated. So here you go. If it's finished executing the request, we will see the interface. And in the meanwhile, there will be some interesting suggestions to improve this idea. For instance, visualize the sales funnel. Create a visual representation of the sales funnel, show conversion rates and lead values at each stage, and offer a clear overview. I'd like that. It's a good idea, actually. We can, if it hasn't done so already, we might be able to add it in the next iteration of this app. So the whole idea of vibe coding is that you iterate back and forth using natural language to test ideas. Now, in this right panel, you will basically see the preview of the code that has been executed inside a so-called sandbox. So the code has been executed on the Google server inside the builder agent, and the sandbox is actually running the code right now. And here, this is where we can test it. So as you can see, the total number of leads, total number of MQLs, total number of SQLs, the final sales, the average value of the sale. It has calculated the value per lead, the value per MQL, the value per SQL, based on the conversion rates between all these different steps in the funnel. It already sort of like visualized it. It shows the conversion rates between the steps, and it even provides some AI strategic insight. This, I didn't request for it, but this is already amazing, right? So it basically gives advice on how to optimize the MQL to SQL conversion rates. I love it. So let's see if this works. So instead of 250 MQLs, let's make this a bit more realistic. Let's say if we're doing a great job, this should be 500. So hopefully it has updated the value. And as you can see, it has updated to 200. And also the lead to MQL conversion rate has been updated to 50 already. If we change this to, let's say, 180, then immediately you will see the value per SQL being updated. So this is already great, right? This is a single prompt, and I have an application that is already doing the calculations for us, right? Now, if I wanted to share this with my team, I could download the code and upload it to a server myself, or I could simply deploy it on the Google Cloud platform. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to deploy the app. I already have a demo project, vibe coding demo. So this is inside the Google Cloud. I'm able to deploy this application. And once I have deployed the application, I get a URL that I can share with my teammate so that they have access to this application as well. So they can use it to calculate the MQL and SQL values for their own clients. And there you go. We get the URL of the app. We can copy paste it, open a new tab, check if the application is running. There you go. So this is the URL I can send to my teammates so that they can make use of this application. But the URL is relatively hard to remember. I always like to create a shortcut. So funnel value calculator. Shorten the link. And there you go. Simply copy paste this URL. I can send this URL, the tiny URL, which is easy to remember. I can send that to my teammates. And they can start using the app. So another surprising thing is that although I didn't request to give any strategic insights on how to improve the conversion rates between the steps, The AI Builder tool inside AI Studio already thought of providing additional suggestions that me and my teammates can easily copy paste and send to the client and discuss with the client. These suggestions will definitely help us improve the conversion rates. So I think this is a great example of how I use vibe coding to create tools. Normally, this would take at least a few hours for a web developer to create. They would easily charge you $1,000 or more to build a simple tool. But these days, you can simply use tools like AI Studio or Lovely or v0.dev or any of the other vibe coding tools out there to create web applications like this for you and host them in the cloud so that you and your team can start using them right away. So I hope this has been helpful. If you would like me to create more videos like this, give me a thumbs up and add your suggestions or questions in the comments. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you